Tell me this kid went to a school who has a CIA program, drops out after one semester, goes dark, and then pops back up and kills Charlie Kirk.
Tyler Robinson did not plan the murder on Discord or hide any evidence.
How confident are you that police have the right guy, Tyler Robinson?
100%.
So all that makes sense is he's alive. And I'm not saying he's alive, but it's a free country. We need to grow a thick skin. He's a major public figure, and it's hurt TPUSA and the Republicans that a lot of people think that, you know, basically Trump and the Israelis killed him. And who knows?
Welcome back to another episode of J Tally Reacts, bringing you the highest vibrations on YouTube. I got a dope video lined up for you guys today as we're decoding the Charlie Kirk murder investigation. Tyler Robinson has been on trial for a week now, and it's getting wild. The prosecution seems like they're losing their footing, and the defense is probably celebrating this week after a victorious triumph over the prosecution's argument. But I got a lot of clips to show you in a little bit amount of time, so we're going to jump right into it. If you're new to J Tally Reacts, we're decoding the simulation one reaction at a time. If you want to unlock the cheat codes to life, smash subscribe. So Tyler Robinson is up for 10 counts, one of which being for the murder of Charlie Kirk. And there are a lot of red flags in this video, so just try to keep count. Try to keep count of these red flags. Let's dive right in. I feel so bad for them, bro.
How did we go from this?
That man. That young man. I
Cringy,
forgive
bro.
him.
Like, she makes me cringe. I don't know why.
To
She makes me
this.
cringe,
After
bro.
30 years of service, the police officer that arranged to have Charlie Kirk's killer turn himself in quit last night. Interestingly, the same day this information came out. Now, if you remember, Sheriff Nate Brooksby's friend, a retired deputy, called him with a shaky voice saying that he knew who killed Charlie Kirk and that this person was ready to turn himself in. But then...
New on the investigation, you say he admitted that, confessed?
No, not again. He is not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating. But all the people around him are cooperating, and I think that's very important.
So which one is it? Did he turn himself in, and is he cooperating or not? Let's play the surveillance tape. Oh yeah, that's right. The surveillance footage of Tyler Robinson turning himself in was deleted because it had lapsed a 30-day retention period. How convenient. Now, last week, the family told a podcaster that only 2% of what the public is hearing about Tyler is true. Seems like this case against Tyler Robinson is unraveling by the second.
With all the videos I've made on the Charlie Kirk situation, I tried to address it from every angle. You can't put everything into one video or they take you down. I've been training for this for years. I am no rookie. Everything you say can't be put all together. Make it into pieced videos and nobody's gonna bug you, okay? So if you follow me, you'll be able to follow. Trust the process. My personal opinion is that 1 and 2 don't look like the same person. When I see the bottom image of Tyler, it doesn't look like the physical body of the person that was shown in the video. Now,
I remember when they first said, okay, the dude walking up the stairs, limping up the stairs was the suspected assassin. And I was like, okay, this dude looks like he looks suspect, the dude walking up the stairs. Then they came out and said Tyler Robinson did it. And my first thought was that's not the same dude. Before I knew of any of the conspiracies or anything going on, like I was like, that is not the same guy. So I was like, maybe they had the wrong guy at the beginning, and then they were like, no, this is the same guy. I'm like, bro, that's not the same guy. Let me know in the comments if you think that's the same guy. Now, before we get into this video and really get into it, because there's a lot of crazy stuff, I'm not saying one way or another on this video on whether or not I think Tyler Robinson is innocent or guilty. And all of this is for entertainment purposes only. But I am going to say there are a lot of red flags. And you know that's what we cover on J Tally Reacts. So let's jump back in.
I believe that the photo on top has been enhanced, but still, I did notice
Not even.
lips. The lips in the video surveillance were very fine. Now, one could say, but there isn't a lot of definition in those videos. True, but we're talking about FBI, CIA, these major top guns, right? They can enhance images. For the love of God, if someone wanted to look at my cell phone that I'm holding in my hand from a satellite, they could literally do it. That's the technology we have. So,
here's the thing. We have the best facial recognition software ever to date. I got 86 from the Venetian in Las Vegas for I was a promoter for a long time, and they thought I was promoting. I wasn't even promoting on property, but they thought I was, and whatever. They were like, we're going to 86 you. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't even think they took my picture. I think they had me look up at the camera in the eye in the sky or something like that. Anyway, I used to not care. I'd go in and out of Venetian all day. It wasn't a big deal. When you got 86 as a promoter, they never really did anything. One day, I'm walking through the casino, just going straight to the cage to cash some chips. Standing in line at the cage, literally, parking garage, cage. Standing in line at the cage, and they're on me. 3 different security guards escort me to the Venetian holding cell. Over that, I know it's stupid, but if the Venetian, now mind you, I kind of had a feeling that something might go down, so I was looking down the whole time as well, making a point to look down the whole time I walked through the casino. If the Venetian has security cameras that I can look down the whole time and they could still pull me out of a lineup. You don't think they have security cameras that could say, or cameras in general, facial recognition software that could say, this is or this is not the same person? This is what I don't get about a lot of these cases. We have this amazing technology and it's not being utilized. So why is that? Red flag number 1.
when I see, yes, I did notice. I did notice the chin also. He has a larger chin, he has a shorter chin. No, not only just the nose. The nose is actually the only thing that would look similar. The ears, too far away to understand it, but I did notice the lips. What do you think? I mean, are these 2 different people? Is this a scapegoat? Is that a professional? Tell me what you think. I'm just saying, I did get that vibe that they didn't really look that much alike. But could be bad angle of the photo. Hey. With all the videos I've made on the Charlie Kirk situation, I tried to address it from every angle. You can't put everything into one video.
Did UVU students see smoke when Charlie Kirk was killed? Because if so, that would be an important detail when exploring the exploding mic theory.
I heard the shot, I looked over, I saw what I thought was smoke, and then I got out of there.
Happened, I thought someone was blowing up fireworks. I thought there was some sort of firecrackers or something.
That's the funny thing to me is Charlie Kirk would have been all over this. All over it. He would have been picking it apart just like Candace is doing. And that's really what bothers me. And I'm going to call it red flag number 2. Red flag number 2. Everybody close to this case, whether it's his wife, Turning Point USA, JD Vance, Trump, everybody close to this case has accepted the narrative without question. That's what bothered me about his wife. It's like, bro, you're not even going to question it. You're not even going to say this is weird. Not even once. And we have some info about her coming up. Just wait. You're going to be disgusted by what I show you.
And then I saw his head go back. I saw him fall over.
Did you realize in your mind that he had been shot, or did you still think there was fireworks and he was being dramatic and fell over or something?
It took a second or 2, but I heard the fireworks. I maybe even saw some smoke come up from somewhere, but I saw his head go back.
Looking back at this footage has reminded me how many students were saying they thought that it was fireworks and that they did see smoke. which likely would be present if there was some sort of an explosion. Now, I know a lot of people don't believe that it was a microphone that killed Charlie.
And that's why I'm not going to say one way or another. I have not heard from Tyler. I have not heard from Tyler's family. I have not heard what they have to say about this. They said his dad turned him in. But then I heard his dad never said that. Why did they lie about that? Was that a lie? I don't even know. Let me know in the comments if you know. I haven't heard anything from this kid. I haven't heard one statement. And I actually met an attorney on the prosecution team against Tyler Robinson. And I'm going to let you know what we spoke about at the end of this video, so stay tuned.
But as he would say, question everything. As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
See if that was a mistake.
And our proposal to send you out. It's an important concept. Just a dent.
40 times.
Human didn't shoot him. You know what shot him? A drone. There's a muzzle flash behind him. There's a video of it. You see the muzzle flash, but where it's positioned, it's in a vent, which no human being can be up there. So he's a patsy. They put him up to it. They probably said, hey, we're going to kill everybody you know if you don't get up there right now. And I can tell you about his background and why they coerced him to do it, the CIA. But meanwhile, while they were looking for somebody on the roof and whatnot, because they wanted Patsy to run along, and people like, there he is, right? Meanwhile, the shot didn't come from the front, it came from the back. That is an exit wound. So he hit him from here and it came out into exit wound. So there's military experts like snipers who did a whole assessment saying, I know what a shot looks like. That's an exit wound.
Yes. Yeah, because the blood shoots out.
It shoots out.
Instead of like tucking in and then starting to spread afterwards.
Right. So I think he got shot by a drone. He was a patsy because you're not even expecting that. You're not even looking up. You're like, wait, a drone shot him? Because you're not even looking for that. You're looking for a shooter. That's the perfect story. So how is it that this kid with a lazy eye, who's not even a sniper, and he has one perfect shot? You have one shot. And then he gets up there, changes his clothes, takes the shot, changes his clothes again, disassembles the rifle.
Impossible.
Wow.
Puts the rifle back together and throws it in a bush.
You saw what Candace said, right?
Yeah, it's completely bullshit.
She said that the dad said he never turned him in to the police. So that was a lie. What was the other one?
Well, the fact that going back to his history too. So he went to Utah State University. That actually has a program where the CIA has created a program called CAI. It's the Central Anticipatory Intelligence. They recruit there. And this kid gets a scholarship because he's super smart, 4.0 GPA, goes to the school and then drops out after one semester. That's because they recruited him. What sense does that make, right? So, and then mind you, the person who set up this whole program is a former CIA directorate. You mean to tell me this kid went to a school who has a CIA program, drops out after one semester, goes dark, and then pops back up and kills Charlie Kirk?
Perfect shooter, as always.
What if they were like, don't worry, we're going to get you out of this. We got a body double. We're going to make it look like you do time, but you're really not going to do time. Your family's going to be taken care of. You're going to be a hero. And remember, this is all just speculation. I'm saying, what if? None of this actually has been proven, but definitely weird. Definitely weird, the rifle story, how he changed clothes, disassembled the rifle, picked up his shell, left, and he did that in like 30 seconds, which most gun experts say the timeline on that is impossible. Then he goes, reassembles the rifle just to throw it in a bush. Any smart person would be like, I'm going to throw this piece here, I'm going to throw that piece there, that piece there, that piece. If you were planning on getting rid of it, right? If you were going to like get rid of it all. There's so many red flags. We're going to call that red flag number 3. The rifle story. Red flag number 3. How many red flags do you think we're going to hit by the end of this video? Throw it in the comments, your guess. Honor system. If you're right, I got a special gift for you. All right, let's go.
Breaking news, the prosecution just told the judge they have nothing on Tyler Robinson. Take a listen.
Is there any footage of the alleged shooting?
There is not, Judge.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
I'd like to be crystal clear. You asked if there's any portion of this video that captures, and I believe you asked of the actual shooting. There's no video of that. There is video, however, and you've heard testimony related to this, where the shooter goes to the top of the low-C building, goes out to the edge of the building, low crawls, and then leaves after what we assume is the shot being fired.
What? This is all they have? A dude jumping off the building?
And we just found red flag number 4. Red flag number 4. They're at a Charlie Kirk, like, debate, low-key. First of all, that campus has something like 3,000 cameras, okay? Just the campus. Outside, I'm not sure how many they have. I'd say at least 5 dozen. I'm just guessing, throwing numbers out. But they're at a Charlie Kirk event. Charlie Kirk was at his prime. He just basically got Trump elected. Charlie Kirk, when you go to a Charlie Kirk event, and this is just me because I literally was going to go to the one at UNLV coming up after that. And obviously for obvious reasons I didn't go. But when you go to one of those, you're like this the whole time. The whole time, because you never know what he's going to say. Charlie Kirk was a monster when it came to debating college students. He was a beast. He was the best at it. Is that what got him in trouble? But we're going to call that red flag. There's not one single camera angle that caught him shooting the gun. Not one. Sounds a lot like Pennsylvania with Trump, doesn't it? But they got him on the roof. But that's a whole nother story. If you want me to do a deep dive on that, let me know in the comments. Let's put BlackRock. If you want me to do a deep dive on that, throw BlackRock in the comment, and we'll do a deep dive on the Trump shooting, because that was never really clarified. We didn't get any answers from that, right? So throw BlackRock in the comment, and I'm gonna need to see about 30 BlackRocks. You guys did win the Art Bell one. I'm working on that. It's a little different. It's going to take me some time, but I am working on the Art Bell one. We got enough comments of people saying Art Bell that I'm going to do a video. But remember, Art Bell did a radio show. So I'm trying to figure out the right way to do it, because there's only so many Instagram clips of him, and there's only so many TikToks of him. So I'm going to literally have to go in and like download his radio shows and pick out the best ones. But I'm working on it. I'm like almost done gathering all the content. And by the time I get done gathering all the content and like filming it, give me a couple weeks, I'll have the Art Bell one out for you guys. All right. But let's jump back in.
Twiggs keyboard. Twiggs is the So we have a pretty big update in the whole assassination case of Charlie Kirk. Some new unsealed court documents really just go to show how twisted Tyler Robinson allegedly actually was. From what prosecutors are alleging, this sounds like somebody who had become so ideologically consumed, so morally twisted, that he convinced himself that murdering Charlie Kirk was somehow justified. According to the reporting on those court documents, Tyler Robinson allegedly, and this isn't really new, the only thing new here is that they have been, delivered in court, they have been unsealed. He left behind a handwritten note saying that he had the opportunity to take Charlie Kirk out, and he took it. And that he wished he and his partner could have lived in a world where this did not feel necessary. So the idea here is that he thought, well, he had to do this. Investigators also say he allegedly sent a message telling his partner to look under his keyboard, which is where the note was found. The note begins by saying, quote, Luna, which is what he referred to his partner as, if you're reading this per my text, then I am so sorry, later going on to say, quote, drop what you were doing and look under my keyboard. A search warrant affidavit confirmed that the hand...
Pause. Luna is my dog's name. And I'm pretty sure dude was a furry. So great name choice, Luna. Great name choice for being a furry. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Let's say Tyler had an issue with Charlie Kirk's views. Very, very possible. Very possible Tyler Robinson had an issue with Charlie's views, especially if the narrative that he was dating this non-binary furry named Luna that person definitely had an issue with Charlie Kirk. Definitely. Which I can understand why. But Charlie Kirk never said he hated those people. He would just give his opinion, which that's what's great about our country. As of right now, we're still allowed to give our opinion. And if we lose that, it's game over on creativity. It's game over on art. It's game over on politics. It's game over on freedom. So I understand if you have a problem with somebody's views, but that does not give you the right to plot their demise. It doesn't. It doesn't. And at the end of the day, if that's how you plan on fixing the world, by culling the people you don't like, that's not a world I want to live in. So you're not really doing anybody any favors. But we're going to hear from Luna. We're going to hear from Luna's family. Let's jump right back in.
A written note was found under Twiggs' keyboard. Twiggs is the last name of Tyler Robinson's partner at the townhouse that he and Tyler Robinson were sharing. The letter or note goes on to say, quote, I left the house this morning on a mission and set an auto text saying, quote, I am likely dead or facing a lengthy prison sentence. I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I took it. Going on to say, I don't know if I will have succeeded, but I had hoped to make it home to you. I wish we could have lived in a world where this did not feel necessary. I wish I could have stayed for you and lived our lives together. The note concludes by saying, quote, I lack the words to express how much I love you and how very much you mean to me. Please try and find joy in this life. I love you always, Tyler. Now, there are a couple of other messages that were left saying that he had planned to grab his rifle from his drop point shortly after, but that most of the side of town was locked down. He says that there was a K9 with an officer around nearby in the area. He said that he hoped that that pooch had a bad sniffer. And another important aspect of this, which I hope we get more details on in the future, is that apparently Tyler Robinson tried to meet up with his partner. According to the documents, Tyler Robinson said, quote, if the way is clear, I can try and come your way to say goodbye. After that, I have a spot in mind that I'll call police to. I have no doubts they will be on you within the hour. So from these messages regarding, Tyler Robinson's feeling as if he had to do this, it isn't the language of somebody who just lost control for a second. It is language of somebody allegedly trying to morally rationalize political murder. That is somebody, if all of this is true, that is framing assassination not as this evil thing, but as something necessary. He said that he thought he had to do it, he had the chance to do it, so he took that opportunity. People constantly want to pretend that, political demonization has no consequences. They act like you can spend years telling people that someone is not just wrong, but they're evil, they're dangerous, they're intolerable, they're a threat to society, some kind of threat that has to be stopped, and that none of that ever filters down into the minds of unstable or radicalized people.
So let me get this straight. We learned today that both the towel that was wrapped around the rifle and the screwdriver that was allegedly found on the roof had majority Lance Twiggs' DNA. According to the FBI DNA examiner, the DNA found on the towel was 95% Lance Twiggs and only 5% Tyler Robinson's. And when it comes to the screwdriver, 89% Lance, only 11% Robinson. He also learned that there's absolutely zero footage that shows Tyler Robinson on the roof taking a shot at Charlie Kirk. The whole story that Tyler Robinson couldn't bend his leg, well, there's video of him going down the stairs now, and it appears that he has a little bend in that knee. The owners of the Ring camera footage told officers that the person driving what was believed to be Tyler Robinson's car was a bald man with 3 other individuals in the vehicle. There was also a different bullet found on another UVU roof that was not admitted into evidence.
Wasn't there also a bullet found on another building?
I believe an unfired bullet had been found on another building at some point during my time there on September 10th.
And the sheriff that assisted turning Tyler Robinson in was Tyler Robinson's former Boy Scout leader.
I am aware that someone was used to facilitate Mr. Robinson turning himself in.
And were you aware that he was one of his Boy Scout leaders? Did you know that?
I think I had heard that at some point. There was a connection. I didn't know specifically what it was.
Oh, and don't forget, after all of this, he decided to abruptly resign. New footage also shows that before they repaved the area where Charlie Kirk was assassinated, they dug about 10 inches of the grass up. Oh yeah, and the cherry on top is that Lance Twiggs apparently spoke to a TPUSA representative the morning of September 10th. Now it all makes sense. Tyler Robinson definitely is the one that assassinated Charlie Kirk. Just kidding. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
And we're going to call that red flag number 7. Luna's DNA. All over the towel, all over the screwdriver. And I'm not saying it's a red flag because Luna did it. They lived together. So if he took the towel from the laundry or from which That's probably where I would take a towel. I wouldn't take a clean towel. I don't know. Thinking about that, it's like, why would I? I'll take this dirty towel. Like, it doesn't matter. But and the screwdriver, if it was Luna's house primarily, you know, I could see that. It's crazy how DNA would just stay on a screwdriver like that. Like, I could see the towel, but I can't really imagine the screwdriver having DNA like that. But the red flag, in my opinion, mosquito in here, bro. There's so many mosquitoes in Salt Lake. The red flag, in my opinion, is why isn't he on trial as well? This is, at very least, this is now a conspiracy. Luna, if the text threads are true, if the letter's true, Luna knew this was going down. This is a conspiracy. Why is only Tyler being tried for this crime? What's going on there?
Talking to Lance Twiggs' family, and Lance Twiggs has really been a big mystery in this entire thing. Remember, he is the roommate and romantic partner of Tyler Robinson, the man accused of shooting and killing Charlie Kirk. He is the person, according to law enforcement, who was texting with Tyler Robinson right after the shooting. And there's been a lot of questions about where he is. Is he under FBI protection? Is he in the witness protection program? I have learned through this family member that he is no longer being protected by the FBI, that he has moved out of state, so he is no longer in Utah, that he has obtained an attorney, his family has. I spoke with that family member. She did not want her face shown just because of everything going on, but she says this has obviously been an extremely difficult time for the family. Listen to this.
I mean, both of them are super smart. I mean, Lance was, I do know that, and I remember, you know, he was a, I don't know, concert pianist. Like his talent for
Pause real quick.
Piano music was.
I don't know who this lady is.
Like
maybe
not
an
normal.
aunt. I'm guessing from her age. Maybe an aunt. That would be like my first guess. Let me know in the comments who you think it is.
Not normal. But it was very.
Red flag number 7.
Piano
red
music
flag number 7. Why did she say?
Not normal. It was very.
Like he's no longer around. Like he's no
Piano
longer
music
living.
was.
He was. She
charts,
says
like
that a lot. He was like he no longer
it was
lives.
very
That's very strange to me. Where is Lance Twiggs? Where's Twiggy Luna?
Piano
Where's
music
Luna?
was.
Oh no, not you, pup. My
charts,
dog
like
comes
not-
running in.
Not
All
normal.
right, let's jump back in.
Piano music was off the charts, like not normal. It was very impressive, and that's kind of what I've heard about Tyler, is that he was just so smart and it's just a shame that these kids that had so much potential and such a bright future.
What do you think changed?
I don't, and then being as antisocial as they were, from my understanding of, playing these games and being a part of this Discord group, it just, they didn't seem like they were in a real world.
There's text messages between Tyler and Lance where they're texting after the event. A lot of people find them unusual.
Very unusual.
The world that they were in, like this gaming world, like that was a normal way that they kind of spoke, that this wasn't an abnormal, the way they spoke wasn't abnormal.
There have been a lot of questions about where Lance is now, whether he's in the FBI protection program. It's been a big mystery. He kind of has disappeared.
Yeah, my understanding was for the first few weeks, because there were so many threats against his family that and him, that they had. My understanding is they did have a little bit of FBI detail, and they kind of moved around a little bit, but they're not anymore. He's with his family.
Will he still cooperate with the investigation, from what you know?
I don't know. When I first found out about how he was taken in and talked to by the police, I know that they said that he was very cooperative, but they had to go get him and bring him in. He didn't voluntarily go in and say, "Hey, I heard about this and I have some knowledge." He had to go in. Then he handed things over when they asked for him, but he didn't give up any information until he had to.
There are so many theories out there, and I'm sure you've seen that people are involved or another government was involved. I mean, you're kind of in the middle of this. How confident are you that police have the right guy, Tyler Robinson?
100%. They have the right guy.
So Lance's family member is 100% confident they have the right guy. Do they? I'm not saying they don't, but I am saying there's so many red flags. Why? It should be cut and dry. He came in, he said he did it, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Hey, game over. He did it. Fine. On to the next case. But that's not what's happening here.
I just want to go find
I really pray to God that that is not true. I pray to God that's not true. In less than a year, you're changing your name. What are you in a hurry for? What are you in a hurry? This woman, bro, like seriously, super cringe. Super cringe. Every move she makes is just like suspect and unnatural. Like, I don't get it. I gotta see if this is true. Let's see. Okay, I looked it up. Erica Kirk did not change her last name. Thank God. Like, that would be like really foul, bro. Very foul. So props to you, Erica. That's the first clip I've seen that makes me have a little more respect for you going into this, that you haven't changed your last name. But then again, you shouldn't. Not for a while.
Correct.
Wasn't there also a bullet found on another building?
I believe an unfired bullet had been found on another building at some point during my time there on September 10th. Yes.
Which building was that, sir?
I don't recall.
Was that considered a scene that was worth preserving?
It was not. My recollection is that that was accounted for as an ejected cartridge from an officer who had cycled his rifle.
Okay, I thought you said it was an unfired bullet, and now you're saying it was a cartridge?
When a weapon is cleared, an officer would make his rifle ready, which would chamber around.
Oh, I got you.
My understanding was that that's how that was accounted for.
So an officer claimed that bullet belonged to him or her?
That's my recollection, is that was how it was accounted for.
And when was that accounted for?
I don't know specifically.
Do you remember what type of bullet that was?
I don't.
Was it a 30-06? Do you remember?
I don't.
Okay. Do you know where that bullet is now?
I don't.
Breaking news, the prosecution just told the judge they have nothing on Tyler Robinson. Take a listen.
Is there any footage of the alleged shooting?
There is not, Judge.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
I'd like to be crystal clear. You asked if there's any portion of this video that captures, and I believe you asked of the actual shooting. There's no video of that. There is video, however, and you've heard testimony related to this, where the shooter goes to the top of the low-C building, goes out to the edge of the building, low crawls, and then leaves after what we assume is the shot being fired.
What? This is all they have? A dude jumping off the building?
Charlie Kirk trial for alleged shooter Tyler Robinson began today. In this clip, Terrell Farnsworth, the guy that was grabbing the SD cards out of the cameras and leaving the very expensive cameras, we hear about how he is the one that transferred the information to the police department. So in that time frame, they could have faked any of this stuff.
Mr. Farnsworth originally provided, I believe, a flash drive to Lieutenant O'Brien with one of the local agencies. And a short time after that, on September 10th, he provided downloadable versions, electronic versions to Agent Mortensen. And an 1102 was collected from him on May 6th of 2026.
And then who collected that 1102 statement from Mr. Farnsworth?
It was Agent Mortensen who collected it.
And you know that because Agent Mortensen told you, or?
He provided it to me, and then, as I mentioned, I subsequently spoke to Terrell Farnsworth personally regarding his statement.
Make sure to follow along because I'm going to be posting clips.
Red flag number 8. Why is it this dude on the security team? Now, I don't know their protocol, but why was it his first priority to pull the SD cards? Was it because, I don't even know if they aired the show. Was it to air the show? They left the cameras Was it not his job to grab the cameras as well? Why wouldn't you just grab the whole camera? He grabbed the SD card before even knowing if Charlie was okay. Why? Red flag.
Did the TPUSA security team perform CPR on Charlie Kirk in the SUV on the way to the hospital or not?
We got to start CPR. I'm looking down at Charlie. I mean, he's a foot from me. His face is a foot from me. But we had to start CPR anyway, so we did. I just started pounding on him, trying to get him to respond. Couldn't do it.
Was CPR being conducted during this time?
You know, no, because right now, I got to stop that bleeding.
Yeah, I had heard conflicting reports, and I was a little confused by that. Like, we can't start doing CPR before the bleeding stops. And people don't understand that.
Prioritization of care, right? Yeah. And so it's like, I've got to get that bleeding stopped before. And then I knew that we were not that far from the hospital, and the human body can, I got to stop that bleeding.
If you go with Frank Turek's story and he was pumping his chest, giving CPR with an open neck wound, there would be blood in the SUV everywhere. If you go with Brian Harple's story that they were just trying to stop the bleeding in his neck, then there also would be blood everywhere. Which makes me wonder why they only removed this part of the floorboards of the SUV before they put it on auction. You know, the area where there's all this glass. Either way, their stories don't add up, and either does any of this. So what do you think happened on the way to the hospital in the SUV? As always, let me know down below.
Red flag number 9. Why is there no blood in the SUV? And if there was, it was only in that little area. That whole SUV would have been covered. And I wonder how much that vehicle sold for at auction. Imagine having that car. These red flags are stacking up quick. I hope you got your vote in.
So somebody sent me this footage today. Let me know what you guys think, because it's a different angle and I had not seen this before. If there's any experts, let me know what you think.
This guy right here with the white hat, he starts it by creating a couple signals. He touches the bill of his hat and then he touches his ear. The guy that shot Charlie is over on this side, so he's seeing that guy and he's also seeing this guy. This guy has to get out of the way from the guy in the white, and he steps forward to get in front of this guy so that the guy that's over here that shoots him can see him, and he rubs his right arm, and then you can see this guy in the background. Watch this.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been?
There goes the signals.
Over the last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence?
All right, this is where I really want you to pay attention. Do you see how this guy right here? He moved in front of that guy. He's actually leaning forward right here, and he's touching his arm so that this guy right here in the white shirt, you can see he's holding the gun right there. Watch this. This is terrifying, guys. If I go frame by frame, watch this. So if I back up a little bit, the moment the guy in black moves his arm out, watch what happens. When the arm comes out right here, watch what happens to this guy. See how he's got his arm up? Now that guy raises his arms and you can see the gun right here. This is it's gonna recoil. And then as soon as he gets done recoiling, Charlie moves. Here it comes. You're gonna see that guy in the white shirt, he's gonna lift his right elbow. Ready? Right here. He lifts his elbow, he's holding a gun, and watch what happens. He shoots it, his hand goes right back into place, and then Charlie gets hit.
I don't know about that one.
Watch this. Raise his elbow, boom, look at that. Watch the gun shoot right now, and watch Charlie get hit right now. Oh my God.
That is weird, but I don't think
Look at it, it's clear as day. The guy in the black shirt shows that guy in the white shirt in the background, his arm. The guy puts his gun up, puts his elbow up, pop, bang. Look at that. Pop. Bang. Oh my
I
God.
have not heard this theory yet. I'm watching it for the first time with you, but very weird. We're going to call that red flag number 10. Dude in the white shirt. Red flag number 10. It does look like he could be holding some type of weapon. It does look like he's firing some type of weapon. But the people next to him, wouldn't they hear or feel something? Also, another thing I don't agree with on that, the way Charlie moves when he gets hit, it doesn't seem to me at least that the recoil of his body matches the position of that shooter. That doesn't really add up to me. But let me know in the comments, do you believe in this theory? We got a few more for you. Just wait till the end.
UVU surveillance then captures him return later. He returns on foot right before the Charlie Kirk event. He's wearing a disguise of sorts. He's wearing a baseball cap, different baseball cap, pulled low. He's got sunglasses on, a different shirt, different pants, but the same Converse shoes. That's all seen in the surveillance. He's limping because there's a rifle down his pants. The surveillance captures this individual. Again, I don't want to overstate the evidence because the pictures of his face at this time are not as definitive as they were earlier because of the sunglasses and the hat. But it captures his face, captures his appearance, his height, his build, all consistent with how he looks earlier in the day and how he looks today in court. He makes his way to the rooftop, makes his way to the sniper's perch on the rooftop, takes the shot, and then runs to the northeast, drops off the building and runs to the northeast of campus into a wooded area. That's all captured on the video.
You know, that's the problem with like prosecution teams. They're going to stick by their story. No, even if they're wrong, even if they know they're wrong and it's not their fault. They're under so much pressure from like the DA and like the people above them in order to win cases that they'll pad cases to win. They'll lie to win. They'll cheat to win. And they'll do it all within the boundaries of the law. So is it really the lawyers we blame, or is it our system in general we should be blaming?
Full confirmation that Tyler Robinson was not on the roof. On the left is the photo that the FBI released showing us Tyler Robinson, and on the right is seconds after Charlie Kirk took the bullet. This is supposed to be Tyler Robinson going up the stairs, just for this to be him 5 minutes later. The top right is the person who did it, the person in the black. Tyler Robinson clearly walked in red to the campus to where he's seen right here. And then he clearly goes to Dairy Queen afterwards wearing the same red shirt and black hat. There's also plenty of photos of him wearing red after the accident. The FBI's official story is that Tyler Robinson at 8:07 went to the campus only to come back and change, then go back, where they say this is him. But there's a reason he's still claiming he's not guilty, because the more that these photos keep coming out, the more his defense is going to be smiling. He's not guilty. The truth is here. These are two different people.
Red flag 11, people. We just found red flag 11, and red flag 11 is the red shirt. The red shirt. Clearly, we have proof that Tyler was in a red shirt at Dairy Queen. He was in a red shirt prior to attending the event. Shouldn't the shooter have been wearing a red shirt at all? Now, the quality of those videos is very, very blurry. So I don't know if that's Tyler, but I'm going to assume it is. But I do know it's Tyler at Dairy Queen. And I also know if I just murdered one of the most iconic right-wing activists in the world, I wouldn't go get an ice cream. Like, he's supposed to be on the run, getting rid of a gun. He doesn't look nervous there. He's chilling. So either dude has like a screw loose and didn't think twice about it. It really didn't bother him to do that. It doesn't bother him that the police are after him. It doesn't bother him that he could possibly do life in prison or get the death penalty, or the obvious that they might have the wrong guy. Like I said, I don't know one way or another. I'm just calling out the red flags. And that was red flag 11. Let's jump back in.
Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk. If you don't understand that by now, you're probably a little bit brainwashed by the MAGA movement. But Tyler Robinson is on trial right now. What we've seen is this major coming through of all of the mainstream MAGA politicians, all the people that back Turning Point USA, back Erica Kirk, back Andrew Colvin, coming out and saying Candace Owens is crazy. All these anti-Israel people, they're crazy. It was totally just Tyler Robinson. It was just this crazy leftist, right? That's not true. We see this court case going on. We see the exact text message exchanges that Candace Owens is presenting left and right, proving Andrew Colvin an absolute liar. And at this point, we have no reason to even doubt the fact that Erica Kirk was not involved. Why in the world would all of this be going on? Something bigger is at play, and we have to understand that. Now, what is the solution to all of this? Whenever you speak out about God, whenever you speak out about the truth of Christianity, and you say things that make people angry because you're correct and it hurts their feelings, smear campaigns happen. They try to absolutely ruin your image, ruin your legacy. Charlie, we know who you were. We know that you were turning on Israel. We know that you were a good Christian man, and I am sorry that your wife and best friend did this to you.
Reason in the world the defense would have put the time in this document if they didn't want us to see it. This was a message to people like this show, Candace Owens and others who are looking into this matter saying, I don't think Tyler Robinson did it. That timestamp right there is a loud clarion signal to us, to you, the audience. They know that they can and can't say certain things publicly. The defense can't come out and say, you realize he was Mirandized at 6:25 p.m. on the 11th. You know what that does to the timeline, right? They can't say that. One, it would be unbecoming of them. But two, it goes right to the heart of defense lawyers shouldn't be trying the case in the public. And there's potential ethical implications with that. But they can put anything they want that they feel like is relevant for the judge to help make a decision into the pleading. I don't know why the time matters for them. Whether he said this is totally plenty. All you need to know is for the purpose we're trying to make, all he said was he wanted to talk to a lawyer first. We even have the bait stamp time, right? Because there's a transcript here and it has the time on the video. So on the video, it's the 3 minute and 36 second mark. If you're just trying to identify where it is, that's plenty. You don't need anything else. But they didn't choose to just include the text. They didn't choose to just tell the judge if he wanted to double check the words where to go look. They chose to put the time of day. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, the defense is watching. And I'm glad they are. This was a key inclusion in this document. This inclusion in this document was a signal to shows like this. They're lying about Tyler Robinson. And I want to tell the defense, we hear you. And I want to tell the prosecution, you should be ashamed of yourselves. I want to tell the FBI and the governor, you should be ashamed of yourselves. This inclusion in this document was a signal.
This is interesting. Utah police records show that Tyler Robinson was already in custody when he wrote the confession text messages on Discord. The official narrative is that Tyler Robinson turned himself in just before 9 p.m. on September 11th, the exact same time that he confessed on Discord. Now, Baron Coleman's investigation has revealed that court documents show that Tyler Robinson was read his Miranda rights at 6:25 p.m. by Sheriff Nate Brooksby. You know, the sheriff that resigned last week. Now, it'd be great to verify this timeline by checking the surveillance footage of—
Pause. Didn't they just say they Mirandized him at 6:30? And I swear they said they caught him at like 3:33. It was some weird Mason number. I forgot the number. I want to say it was 3:33. Oh, no. 33 hours later. So I guess we'll have to like look and see what time Charlie was popped and then take it from there. But let's jump back in.
Tyler Robinson turning himself in to Washington County Sheriff's Office. Remember that Washington County Jail deleted the footage because it lapsed their 30-day retention period. How convenient. And remember on September 12th, Discord came out against the official narrative saying that their investigation showed that Tyler Robinson did not plan the murder on Discord or hide any evidence. And then they removed his account, which is fishy. The question now is, if Tyler Robinson was already in custody, who wrote this Discord message? Some people are speculating that it might have been someone whose name rhymes with Rash Mattel. Who do you think it was? As always, let me know down below.
And then they removed his account.
Red flag number 12. How'd he write a Discord if he was already in custody? We're going to call red flag number 12 the Discord file. How did he write a text message to his boyfriend, or what would you call a person who's like non-binary? His friend, his partner. His partner, what? How did that happen? How did he write his partner a message on Discord if he was already Mirandized and already in custody? Red flag number 12, the Discord file. And another thing that's crazy, I think she said Discord deleted his account. Isn't that tampering with evidence? Let me know in the comments. Like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm going to have to, maybe I'll bring my lawyer on to next week's episode, because I'm going to do a part 2 to this, because this trial is going to probably go on. And I think it's an interesting topic. I think it's great to do reactions on this and get the word out and get some justice, whether for Charlie and for Tyler, you know, because obviously I want justice done for Charlie. And until we know what really happened, that won't happen. And if Tyler is innocent, which I don't know, we want justice for that as well. So let me know. Throw it in the comments if you think red flag number 12, the Discord, is fishy.
That's how widespread you think these conspiracies have gone. Yes, that's how mainstream they become. Okay, Egyptian planes. Yes,
So
that's how mainstream they become.
one of your categories was
Egyptian
inadmissible
planes?
evidence, right? And I know you're not a lawyer, but you're generally familiar with there are certain things in a penalty phase in a capital case that a victim impact witness can say, and certain things they can't say, right? Like you can't express opinions about the defendant, as an example. Why is this sort of coverage prejudicial in relation to her commenting on court appearances, and whether Mr. Robinson should have the benefit of discovery and her opinion about guilt, and the narrator's opinion about the evidence being overwhelming?
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's a lot there. I think one, obviously, there's a lot of empathy for the victim's family, and I think that's very appropriate. So she's a credible source, I would say. I think it's not ideal to have a victim saying that due process shouldn't be complied with. The idea of discovery, and why are we sharing, exchanging information, which is the way that due process works. And then the references, I've seen the evidence, I know, it's an open and shut case, essentially commenting that he's guilty, and the evidence suggests that, would definitely be prejudicial and create a presumption of guilt among prospective jurors.
Real quick, if you haven't already got a copy of my new book, Cheat Codes to the Simulated Life, an epic guide to metaphysics and manifestation, you can get that on Amazon today. Links below. Once again, that's Cheat Codes to the Simulated Life. Because if life's a game, there must be cheat codes. Well, let's unlock them together as we dive into the next clip. Here we go.
Now we find out today that Tyler Robinson had never even been to UVU's campus. He wasn't there. The whole idea that he was apparently suicidal and that the dad was turning him in because he confessed is a lie. It's a falsehood. It's a completely made up story, which we already assumed.
It's a falsehood.
And now it's been reported from a closed source that's undisclosed that this is the truth. Candace Owens is reporting on it. I'm sure her episode will be on it today. How insane is this? Everything is a lie. The Discord message is completely made up, like we assumed. And it's all coming out. There's inside sources that she has confirmed that are telling this. She's able to confirm this information. This whole thing is made up. It's a lie. Charlie was killed by somebody else. Somebody else killed Charlie and had another motive for it. I think we all know what that was. Charlie was speaking out against Israel. That's still my belief. And it seems like there's a whole lot of people involved in this to cover the whole thing up.
That is true. And at the end of the day, I would expect Erica to be acting more like Candace. At least Candace is asking questions. I mean, yeah, she got a little crazy with it. Like, she got very, very deep conspiracy with it, but that's her job, you know? But at the same time, that was her friend, and she cared about Charlie. She was the only one fighting for the truth. Why is that? Why did everybody else hush up, fall in line with the narrative? What is really going on? And what are they trying to distract us from? Once again, all of this, I dropped Palm Beach Pete the other day, like all these things, UFO files, disclosure, aliens, like what are they trying to distract us from? That's the real question we need to be asking.
Removed 10 inches of soil, and the next day, pavers came in. A guy who had to put together a ragtag team to do the paving, he did an interview and spoke about it and said the instructions were coming down from the governor of Utah and Kash Patel's office. There is a lot of evidence that they would have found explosives. If you look into Pettin, it stays on soil. If you run the theory that he was killed with Pettin-shaped charge, what you see on the outside is the magnet that's holding the mic that's on the inside. We got exclusively the car photos. They towed it, had it sent to be cleaned and resold, which is also an absolute nonsense. That car would have been put into evidence. When I saw the car pics, first thing I said was, oh, that's so weird. Why is there black glass on the floor? The road mic would have had to explode into a million pieces, and that would have been on Charlie, and they would have had to get that off of him. Now we're looking at a trajectory. Before he gets hit, you observe something moving across his chest, and then suddenly you see a wound. And so I never bought the idea that somebody shot him from a rooftop. That made no sense to me. That made no sense.
Red flag, red flag, red flag. We just got 3 more red flags. 1, they came and landscaped, like covered all of it up with cement. Bro, oh my God. Less than a week later, 4 days later, oh my God. Anybody who watches CSI would know that that still needs to be investigated. Red flag. If you don't believe that, skip the video. Next red flag. The black glass in the SUV. Very weird. Very weird. The SUV didn't have any damage. My first thought was maybe it was glass from the windows, but no, the SUV did not have damage. So where is black glass coming from? Red flag. So I think that's we got 13. 14 would be the landscaping, and number 15, red flag number 15 is they sold the SUV. I didn't really think about it, but yes, that should have been put into evidence. They sold the SUV. What are they hiding? Red flag number 15, the SUV. Red flag number 14, the black glass. And red flag number 13, the landscaping. They're adding up like they're just piling up. Piling up. How does nobody see this? I mean, everybody sees it, but why did the people in charge not see this? They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it.
Candace Owens in front of Erica Kirk that there was no physical evidence linking Tyler Robinson to the act of shooting Charlie Kirk on that day. We have a young 20-something-year-old Zoomer who's currently in jail facing the death penalty for a capital crime where there's no evidence that links him to this. If you say anything the contrary, you're anti-Semitic, I guess. I don't see the connection there, unless, of course, you're pointing to the obvious, which is that this organization was offered collectively over $1 billion to remain in tandem with the pro-Israel cause that Charlie said that he was going to be forced to leave, and when he didn't, he ended up dead. So I guess that's where the anti-Semitism thing comes in. So I guess that
$1 billion. $100 billion.
$1 billion. I didn't think it was that much. I thought it was like 24 million or something like that, but $1 billion, bro. What comes with that money? Charlie knew. That's why he turned it down. But shit, my wife would kill me too if I turned down $1 billion.
Yes, I'm going to talk very fast. I know she's about to kill me. You mentioned the DNA evidence. You're certainly not a DNA expert. Is that correct?
I'm not, no.
And are you aware that the DNA evidence that was seized from the scene consisted of a mixture of at least 5 different individuals?
I'm not a DNA expert, so...
So you know enough to say what helps him, but you're not going to answer whether or not there were 5 individuals mixed into that DNA.
I'm not aware of that, no.
Okay. And you're certainly not qualified to interpret complex DNA mixtures, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Court's indulgence for just one moment, Your Honor. Six minutes.
Ms. Nestor, is there, I know I gave you that 6 minutes. Is there any other questions that you feel you need to ask?
Thank you for asking, but I think I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
So apparently, on the night of the shooting, Tyler Robinson was seen in a vehicle driven by a bald man and 3 other people.
Take a listen.
I remember reading the report at some point, yes.
And do you remember that the Nobles told you that the driver of the vehicle was bald?
I do remember that being in the report, yes.
And you didn't mention that today when you were talking about that ring camera, did you?
I did not.
And did they also tell you there were 3 other people in the car?
Yes, I believe they thought that was the case.
This is by no means an allegation. I'm not insinuating anything other than here is a bald man with 3 other people. If you know, you know.
I actually don't know if you know. Throw it in the
Or
comments.
now you're being paid by Qatar to say this. I just go where the facts are. And now I interviewed
facts,
and we've played the clips as well of the contractor that was hired and paid by the governor and by the FBI to hurry up in the next 3 days after Charlie was reportedly killed, scoop up all the concrete down a couple feet and refill it where Charlie got shot. Why would you do that? Then a 30-06 goes in the neck and doesn't go through the body. They say it's a neck of steel. I mean, just give me a break, folks. 150 yards, 30-06, give me a break.
They said that?
I don't know if he's still alive. I just know the official story doesn't add up. And I look at the footage and I look at all the stuff going on, and it does look like there's a squib or something. You know, my Navy SEAL buddy, 7 years in, all the tours of duty, Navy SEAL trainer, honorary discharged, great guy, Sean Johnson. A week into it, he goes, me and all my SEAL buddies in Army Special Ops, we think it was like a stunt deal and it's fake. Where's all the blood? The crew doesn't look upset. Why do they run and grab all the cameras? And I mean, that's what they thought. And I said, well, I'm not going there yet. And that was early September. I mean, well, he got killed on the 10th, like early into him being killed, mid-September. So when I saw Jesse on Fire saying that, I'm like, hey, I want to get you on about a whole bunch of issues. He said, hey, can I cover this? And I said, yeah, I think it's important. So not everybody, a bunch of people are attacking me. He was on a few weeks ago, and then today, how dare you? You need to shut your mouth. You need to, hey, listen. Respond to the official story. Respond to the big holes in it. Respond to all the things I just laid out and debunk that. Okay? And I legitimately don't think TPUSA killed him. I know those people. I know some pretty well. It did not happen. And all the BS that they're connected to Intel and all the other stuff, none of that ever came out. So I just don't believe that. I don't see that. But then I see the story of what happened. It doesn't fit. All it makes sense is he's alive. I'm not saying he's alive. But it's a free country. We need to grow a thick skin. He's a major public figure. And it's hurt TPUSA and the Republicans that a lot of people think that, basically Trump and the Israelis killed him. And who knows? He might have actually been killed. It's just really weird. And 30-06 bullets don't go through your throat, and they just tore up all the concrete and took it away for no reason. And Castro said, don't look at foreign governments for no reason. Come on. I mean, maybe he is dead. Okay, but none of it makes sense. And then the ChatGPT confession of Tyler Robinson and the family saying it's not really true what you hear in the news. I mean, it doesn't add up, folks. So here's the thing. I don't know what happened, but we know the official story is bullshit.
Bro, to me, that sounds like Alex Jones is saying, without saying, that Charlie Kirk's alive. And I feel weird even saying that, but then watch this. ChatGPT.
Hey, I'm here.
When did Charlie Kirk die?
Charlie Kirk died on September 10th, 2025.
They updated it. So like up until early, I did a video on this like in January or February, maybe March even, asking that question because I was doing a video on the similarities between the movie Snake Eyes and what happened to Charlie Kirk. that thing was not updated even in this year, early this year. So, but they just updated, so that's a good sign. It'd be really like disconcerting if he was alive, right? It'd be like the worst. It'd be like happy, but it'd be like, bro, why are you guys playing us? Is this the new thing though? Because like you guys got to remember, this is the JFK of our generation. This is it. And there are just as many holes in the story. So something's going on. It wasn't just some random LGBTQ dude who killed Charlie. That's not what happened.
About the similarities between Charlie Kirk's assassination and the movie Snake Eyes, and I wanted to get, a few more similarities from ChatGPT. And look what ChatGPT is saying now. Before you say anything, today's date, Monday, February 16th, 11:36 p.m. There is no assassination of Charlie Kirk. He is alive. So there are no real-world similarities between his assassination and any movie.
And there's not a shred of proof to this. First and foremost,
Facts.
it does not pass the common sense test, okay? Common sense. If I say that I am guilty of something and I turn myself in and I say I did it, the first thing they make you do at any police station is sign a statement. That is your confession. I did this. I am guilty. Sign Tyler Robinson. And then you hand that in, and there we go. We got it. Has anybody watched like the first 48? Anybody used to watch like TLC shows? Get educated. Okay, this is how it goes down at police stations. You're guilty, you sign a statement, and the same would be true. By the way, if his father had handed him in, okay, that would be a witness statement. You would say, I saw so-and-so, whatever, and this is my statement. None of this has been presented as evidence and said, I was going, where did this idea come from that he had signaled that he was guilty? And I thought, was it Sheriff Brooksby? Because I told you that I had a source that was very close to Tyler Robinson's family.
Do you believe that we have the proper suspect in custody? Do you believe that Tyler Robinson is in fact the man who killed Charlie Kirk?
Yes.
Do you believe he acted with the help of anyone else?
This investigation is being led by the Utah state authorities because it is a murder investigation.
I liked him when he first got the position. But I don't know what's going on with these people, man. He looks so different. He always looks scared, like, or high. I don't know. Maybe he's a clone. Like Trump, his first 4 years, even his second 4 years after that wall, trying to get back into office, not these past couple years, but the last 8 years, like the 4 years he was in office, the 4 years after that, that was Trump. This guy, it's hard for me to say it's Trump. I don't get his decisions anymore. He used to be, I felt like he was at least on our side a little bit, like most of the elites are not on our side at all, but I felt like he did actually care. But this dude, like, I don't think it's Trump, and I know it sounds crazy, but is it though? Is cloning crazy? His body double's crazy. Is soul swapping crazy? It is crazy.
Of Tyler Robinson standing at the top of a UVU parking structure skips a minute and 16 seconds. It goes from 11:53:17 to 11:54:33. In the exact moment that the footage jumps, the white SUV leaving Tyler Robinson seems to disappear. Which is interesting because in this footage released by the prosecution, a white SUV just seems to appear out of thin air. If my memory serves me correctly, Candace Owens had provided us with 4 rental vehicles that were waiting at Salt Lake City Airport for the alleged Egyptian plane, and one of those was a white SUV. Now, when was the last time recently that we saw important footage being edited or clipped? Oh yeah, that's right, Epstein's prison cell footage. And that was also missing a minute, which makes you wonder, why would you doctor or edit the videos at all? Unless, of course, you had something to hide. Could it be that that something has to do with this white SUV? Or do you think it's something else? As always, let me know down below. Unless, of course,
Today is day 2 of the Charlie Kirk assassination trial, and an agent just said that he believes Tyler Robinson met with a TPUSA representative the morning of the assassination. I'm about to show you the footage, but I'm sure they're going to try to remove this video and take it down, so make sure you follow me and save this video.
That's the individual in the red t-shirt and the shorts and shoes.
Representative the morning of the assassination.
Do you believe you recognize who that person is? Yes. Who is that? I believe that's Tyler Robinson.
Make sure you follow me and save this video.
Where does he go from there? He heads out of the parking garage on foot into the campus.
Got the red t-shirt again.
And actually goes to the quad area of the campus. At that time, he makes contact with some representatives from TPUSA.
Like quad area?
Sorry, the amphitheater is what I previously referred it to.
So he goes up on campus, visits the amphitheater area, the courtyard or quad.
Correct.
And then what do we see here now?
He returns on foot back to the same vehicle.
And what time is he returning back to the vehicle?
It's about 9:25 a.m.
What do we see now?
That's the vehicle exiting with Mr. Robinson driving the vehicle. This is Mr. Robinson returning to the campus on foot from the neighborhood to the northeast. You can see he's wearing the same clothing as in the previous video. And he's carrying a blue backpack.
Describe the clothing.
It's a maroon colored t-shirt with gray or olive colored shorts and then Converse shoes.
And what time did he return to campus?
Just after 10 a.m.
Red flag number 17. The black shirt. When did Tyler change into a black shirt, walk with the limp, and go up on the roof? So he went from a red shirt, changed into a black shirt, got on the roof, killed Charlie Kirk, got off the roof after dismantling the weapon and putting it into a backpack in less than 30 seconds, changed his clothes before he got off the roof, and went to Dairy Queen for an ice cream. Which, wait till you hear about the Dairy Queen. I'm going to play it for you right now.
Get this clear in your mind. Charlie Kirk left behind no coroner's report, no church funeral, no burial site, no grave, no official death certificate, nothing that marks a man as dead, just silence where answers should be. And still, no autopsy, no findings released, no ballistics report, not a single eyewitness on the record. Yet somehow, his widow steps into his spotlight as if the script was written months in advance. The entire crime scene? Erased within hours. They tore down everything, even the Dairy Queen. Evidence wiped away with surgical precision. Where were the paramedics? Why was Charlie's body secretly removed and illegally flown out on Air Force Two? Why did Donald Trump pardon a Navy SEAL killer whose shadow touches this case too neatly to ignore? And the stadium. Turning Point booked it 4 months before Charlie died, and a massive high-tech memorial was produced in just 11 days. A timeline that doesn't make sense. Now look at Erica Kirk. Multiple women appearing publicly as Erica. No birth certificates for the children. No names. No faces. Not a single video of Charlie with his own kids. Not at a birthday. Not at a picnic. Not anywhere. A family with zero digital footprint. In 2025. Freemasonic and occult symbols circle this tragedy with eerie consistency. Symbols nobody wants to talk about. And the gun? Found on property owned by Palantir. Interesting. Meanwhile, Kash Patel removed multiple FBI leaders in that district just days before the shooting. And Charlie sold his home for $5 million 8 months before his death. Then ask yourself this. If the father of your 2 young children had just been murdered, would you really leave them with a nanny and go on podcasts smiling from ear to ear? And the beauty pageant thread only makes the picture stranger. A 17-year-old first-time Trump pageant contestant wins, And later, Trump appoints a woman from that same pageant, with zero experience, to one of the highest legal roles in the country. Coincidence or choreography? This is only a fraction of the evidence, just a sliver of what's been buried or erased. And if you strip away the emotion and follow the trail, the conclusion doesn't whisper. It pounds on the door. Undeniable. So now I want to hear from you. What do you make of all this? Inside job? Is he still alive? Or is this something else entirely? Drop your thoughts below. Coincidence or choreography? This is only a
Allegedly, Tyler shoots Charlie Kirk. He runs across the roof. His shadow disappears for some reason. He's like running and he has a shadow, then boom, no shadow as he crosses the rest of the roof. It's like the CGI guy quit halfway through. He's like, ethically, I cannot complete this job. Allegedly, Tyler uses his great-grandfather's rifle. The story is that his great-grandfather used this rifle in World War I. His grandfather used it in World War II, and then Tyler used it to start World War III, apparently. I think.
Red flag 18, no coroner report. Red flag 19, no funeral. Red flag 20, his body was illegally flown out. Red flag 21, no death certificate. Red flag 22, no autopsy. Red flag 23, the Dairy Queen was torn down. I'm not even going to get into the kid red flags because he could have kept his kids off social media and stuff. Like, people do that. It's weird that there's no any like videos that have like, you know, because you still take videos of your kids just because you don't post them. So it's weird. That's weird. Yeah. I lost count of the red flags, but another one, 23, 22, 23. The sheriff retired. He quit. Not retired, he quit like a week before the case. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. And unfortunately, that means that the machine that runs this whole world is doing its job. They're winning. At the end of the day, none of this matters. I'm doing this for entertainment, for you guys to have something to watch and think about. But like I said, we got to figure out what they're distracting us from. What's the big picture here? One world government? I don't know. I'm just shooting in the dark. I know as much as you. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed the content. I'm going to do a part 2 next week because there's a lot of information here. I have so much more that I couldn't like fit in this video, but I didn't want to leave you guys here too long. But yeah, as always, smash that like button. Helps out the algorithm, sends this video to people who may not have seen it. Share this with your family and friends. Share this with the people on the left and share this with the people on the right, because both of them need to see this. This is J-Tally Reacts, where we're decoding the simulation one reaction at a time. If you want to unlock the cheat codes to life, smash subscribe. And as always, I'm J-Tally. This is J-Tally Reacts, and we out. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. And I hope justice comes to all the families involved in this situation.
Tally, who manifest? Moment I see it, I got it, I get it, no question.